Good morning, everyone. Today, our group is going to be presenting case study 8, Sophie. She is a 16-year-old female umpire who is facing verbal abuse. I'll start off with a brief background of the case and then dive into the psychological issues and their importance. Sophie is one of many female umpires in the AFL who regularly experiences verbal abuse from players, coaches, and spectators. This includes name-calling, insults, threats, derogatory comments, and questioning her integrity, behavior that has sadly been normalized at the grassroots levels. As a result of this constant abuse, Sophie has developed pre-game anxiety and dreads officiating. Her concentration and decision-making during matches has declined, and she has begun constantly second-guessing herself. Over time, her confidence has eroded, and she has lost the passion for umpiring. When she sought support from her peers, her concerns were just dismissed as just part of the game, leaving her feeling frustrated and hopeless. Sophie experiences Sophie experience reflects a much broader issue across the community sport, where verbal abuse and sometimes physical abuse of officials, particularly young women, is common and often unchecked. The key psychological issues. The first issue is performance anxiety. Sophie's repeated exposure to abuse has led to anticipatory anxiety, which affects her concentration and decision making. Research shows that young officials report the highest levels of anxiety and negative emotions. Carlson, Carson et al. 2020. Second is eroded self-confidence. The constant criticism has lowered Sophie's self-efficacy, which is her belief in her ability to perform. This has led her to constantly second-guess herself during games. Third is emotional distress and isolation. Feelings of sadness, frustration, and loneliness indicate early signs of depression and burnout, especially as she lacks social support from her peers. Finally, there's a risk of long-term mental health issues, such as clinical anxiety or depression, which are common among officials who have faced repeated abuse. Brick et al. 2020. Why is it important? These issues matter because chronic abuse and stress can seriously damage mental health, especially in adolescents with developing coping systems. Gabor et al. 2018. They can also cause officials to quit, reducing the availability of umpires and harming the sporting environment. Carlson et al. 2025. Normalizing abuse creates a toxic culture that discourages participation and affects everyone's well-being. Ludicrous et al. 2020. I'll now hand over to the next presenter for ethics and social issues.